Kia ora. In today's headlines, Christchurch has been rocked by a reasonably shallow magnitude 5.2 earthquake this afternoon. No injuries were reported, although authorities did close down the red zone immediately afterwards as per standard protocol. Parliament has been sitting under urgency today to pass budget-related legislation. That includes bills removing tax loopholes and 3 tax credits, and one that changes means testing for access to aged care homes to match the rate of inflation. Opposition MPs like Chris Vaafoy are furious, saying the public has been denied input at the Select Committee stage.
This bill has been the dirty little secret of this budget. Because where did it come from? It's so important, it's such a priority that we're in this House debating it, that the National Party did not want to even talk about it.
The Finance Minister has responded to claims from outraged opposition MPs that children with after-school jobs are being unfairly targeted.
Look, we're not picking on them. What we're doing here is a range of measures across the public where there's small impacts on larger groups of people, and that's helping us to get our books under control.
Tobacco excise legislation that has met widespread approval has passed its first reading and will head to the Select Committee. Name suppression has been lifted for the Rena's captain and first mate. Mauro Balamaga and Lionel Relon are each to serve 7 months in jail for a raft of charges over the ship's grounding. Justice Wolfe said it wouldn't be right to make the men await sentencing over the weekend. 2 weeks after the Queensland fruit fly was discovered, New Zealand has been declared free of the intruder. The 1.5-kilometre restriction zone circling the Auckland site where the single male fly was found will be lifted at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Ambiguous rules regarding alcohol consumption in the Armed Offenders Squad have been clarified. Officers must not consume alcohol within 12 hours of rostered duty and must not consume alcohol while on duty. It follows revelations that 14 officers who attended a hostage siege in Taranaki last year had been drinking. At that point, rules weren't clear about off-duty officers being recalled in an emergency. Tameiti and his lieutenant are being hailed as folk heroes. The pair will spend 2.5 years in jail after being found guilty of possessing guns and Molotov cocktails while running military-style training camps. But Ngati Manawa believes the 2 men have been targeted and will inspire generations of Mokopuno to take their own stand against injustice. To international news, official results from Egypt's historic presidential election are not expected until next week, but speculation is showing a race too close to call. The Muslim Brotherhood is claiming an early lead for their Islamist candidate amongst the 5 presumed frontrunners. Yemeni forces have killed at least 35 al-Qaeda militants in the southern part of that country. The Defense Ministry says local military launched the assault after an earlier suicide bombing killed 96 Yemeni soldiers. Britain's Deputy Prime Minister has warned that a Greek exit from the European Union could cause irrevocable damage. There are fears that banks will suffer widespread deposit withdrawals, and Nick Clegg has also pointed out that around 3.5 million British jobs depend on the EU economy. Toxic waste from the Japanese tsunami has travelled far. 14 months after the disaster, debris is arriving on the northwest coast of the United States. Foam insulation from the walls of buildings damaged by the tsunami has washed ashore in Alaska. And before we go, a rare treat for fans of the royal family. Several farmers' department stores around this country are displaying a rare collection of replica crown jewels to celebrate the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. They'll be at Wellington's Queensgate Mall today and on Lambton Quay tomorrow. Well, that's it from our newsroom. Mauriora.